Yeah, no, I'm gonna be honest. I'm hopping right back into recording again. I've sort of decided on what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna keep going while I have the motivation. So, what I am actually gonna do is I'm gonna mine. If I'm gonna be honest, I am going to go off and I'm an experiment. I'm gonna grab some cobblestone. I'm gonna mine a decent amount of it out. I'll head back down to my sort of tunnel, and I'll start mining out with some. I'll keep mining out my big sort of plateau area, because since this is still old generation, there is, and well, this is Y11. There is more than likely some form of diamonds within these walls, so I'm going to start mining. I think this might be the last episode where I sort of mine. As a matter of fact, I might just start skipping over it entirely. Let me know as if you want me to just skip over it entirely. I don't even have an audience. Who am I talking to? Gravel. You know, I don't have torches. I'll run back down my strip mine and see if there was anything that I missed. Here's some coal. The thing is, I'm not sure there's even an audience for the content that I'm producing, to be honest. I mean, low res bones sort of videos felt like old content, but there were also fair amounts of editing in there, whereas my content is more or less just pure raw footage with me speaking in it, which is kind of what I felt old content to be, but of course there was always editing in that, I suppose, and I'm not really doing it here. So I might just be creating content for a non-existent audience that'll never just see my videos and watch them. You know, if an audience does ever materialize, feel free to let me know if you'd like me to do anything other than Minecraft, because I'm somewhat open to doing that. I'm open to becoming a sort of variety channel where I cover other stuff. I could do Warframe. I could sort of. I couldn't play Elden Ring. My current sort of laptop that I'm playing on can't really handle it. But Warframe's definitely a maybe. It looks half decent sometimes. Though I might have to sort of beef up the graphic settings a little if I want it to look better. Oh. Oh. Well. Going down this way actually seems to have been a good idea. That's a large pocket of lava, and I think that means I can get my hands on some obsidian. I'm probably gonna grab 18, I think. Nice nether portal with all four corners, and yeah. You know, another thing, this is more sort of old cave generation, and this is sort of what I meant by it felt like you got more. I don't know if I said that, but in just this little pocket alone, I've got a nice chunk of coal, I've got some redstone, I've got iron just over there, I've got gold up here, I've still got redstone over there. I've already come through and mined all the diamonds, obviously, but it's very much. It felt like you got far more in like these small, tiny spaces. Strip mining was still a sort of viable method, and the new caves just feel so empty. And the funny thing is, all of these, all the funny, there could just full well be gigantic new caves just beneath me, and I wouldn't even know because I haven't journeyed down to Deep Slate level. I haven't sort of gone and taken a look down there yet. I probably will, and I almost definitely should. Zion up there. This has turned into more of a caving episode than anything else, but I guess I sort of need to do one. No, I don't have that many resources. You know, starting a sort of Minecraft series on something that's already more or less midways through probably wasn't the best practice. I might have been better. Well, well, well. I'm gonna mine them. One. Oh my god. Wait. It's an 8 vein. Oh my dear goodness gracious. 8 diamonds off of 1 vein. You don't get this from the newer caves. You just don't find random pockets of 8. They made them more sort of common, enclosed, and I don't like that. I like just how absolutely amazing that feeling right there, that little bit of wonder. Oh, it was great. That's absolutely amazing. You don't get this from newer generation. I'm going to glaze old generation till the end of my days. That genuine little bit of joy that I felt. Let me just sort of make my way across. The game's improved over the years in a lot of ways, but caving is something they've downgraded on. That might be a hot take, but it genuinely is. Like you don't get this anymore. You just don't. I'm having fun. This is genuinely awesome. I think sort of starting off with this was the right idea. Starting off sort of playing Minecraft was the right idea. Oh, caving episodes are the best. Anything over here? No. There's might be something that way, but I'm not bold enough to check. I like having a little bit of everything in my cave. Going on a caving journey and finding iron was always very nice. Ow. One of the things they did do good on was the whole sort of invention of raw ores. Being able to get more than 1 iron from a single ore was very, very good. It was a good change. It was one of the better changes they've made, to be honest. Alright then, I think I've gotten sidetracked enough. I'm going to get that obsidian now. Please don't drop me into a pit of lava. And... oh. Got it. Alright then, time to mine. I'm going to do a gamer move and I'm going to pause the recording. And I'm going to mine the obsidian and I'll come back after I've done it. Alright. I got it. I got all 18 of the obsidian. I've fully sort of torn through it. That's enough for a full portal and an enchant table. I've got a decent amount of iron as well. Enough for... I've got more than enough for a full set, so I might be upgrading out of that leather that I just dyed last episode. You know. Oh. That was more than a block deep. Unlike basically the rest, but... Alright, let me move that out of my hotbar so I don't accidentally use it to bridge up. Ooh. Nice little pocket of iron. Alright, I've gotten this. This should be the way I came. I definitely did come through this way, but I'm not sure if... I don't think I have barely explored this cave. And it's kind of funny because there's genuinely like so much stuff in here. I'm certain I've gotten all of my diamonds from this cave. I've gotten like none from strip mining, but it looks like I haven't really done much exploring. And it's funny because I sort of figured that I would. This world's almost definitely like... This world's at least 2 years old in terms of how long I've had it. So that's why I don't really remember everything perfectly. There's some coal here. Alright, where did I come from? Did I actually come from over here? I don't think I did. I remember sort of digging in from some sort of wall somewhere. Did I come from over here? I think I might have. Yeah, I did come from over here because this is where I am. Let me just first off clear a bit of a pathway to the other bit of the cave. You know, this is actually a pretty good haul. 41 iron, 56 coal. And I wasn't really going after it all that much either. That's just a massive amount. This... Oh. Oh, yeah. Since I unironically play a Quake Pro, where if I sort of sprint in third person, I can somewhat X-ray. Yeah, no. It's funny because I won't play most games at like a super massive resolution. It sort of leads to the screen just sort of stretching itself out, but I don't really get that with Minecraft. It feels very sort of natural to be able to see as much as I do and have an FOV this high. And I played with it in sort of the same way for so long that it feels weird if I change it. Where I threw away the leather that I had into a cactus to test whether it disintegrated after I did that. Lovely. Alright then, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to establish my nether portal now. The best sort of thing I can do is I'm going to head on down into this cave, past all the torches into this sort of chamber, and I'm gonna put it right here. Or do I want it just sitting on the island? No. And you know, I'm not about to sort of hide the fact that I went and got the full portal. I gotta make sure that it's flaunted to absolutely everyone. I say that and I have it hidden in a cave underneath this little stretch of water. I need to start smelting my iron, so there's that. I also need to hunt down a cow and strip it of its leather. Or better yet, just make a cow farm. Let's just Where could the cow possibly be? Might be some in the fort. Seems fairly reasonable. Looking for cow, but no cows, chickens. Is that pig still down there? Oh. There it is. Leather. I can't tell whether I picked that up or I just had it all along and I'm not super put together. You know, it's funny that I'm getting an enchant table despite having absolutely zero lapis. Huh. Give me that book. Give me those diamonds. Ta-da. Book. Enchanting table. Absolutely beautiful. I could do a lot with those diamond blocks. I have an idea of what I want to do when I get more gold. Now, as for the enchanting table, I think that I should give it its own building. I should build some sort of nice little place to hold it, and I'm clearly not super ready to start enchanting yet. So I think I will hold off on it for a bit. I'll go into the nether, I'll get some resources, and I'll build an enchanting sort of shrine thing. Yeah, that is what I'm gonna do. On the sort of, with the caveat that it sort of should let me have a half decent starting biome. Acquire hardware. Isn't it iron pick I had before that? Alright. Boom, boom, boom. I should make an armor stand to hold all my old leather armor. And it can go back to exactly where it was originally. You know, I'm looking good. I should make a shield too. It never occurred to me that that's actually very useful on Java. Bedrock shield requiring you to sort of crouch was never a great thing. And bing. Boom. Pow. Boom. Full iron armor. I can go right there. Give me that single iron ingot. Here's to hoping I don't die a horrible, horrible death. Do I have any flint? No. No. I don't have any flint. Okay. Gravel is what I've used for the path here. Where did I get it from? I imagine it's at the bottom of the ocean. I imagine if I jump in this boat right here, spin around, and look directly down, I will find some gravel. Oh, I don't even need to look directly down. Huh. Cross. You know, this is, I found a very sort of visible grass cross on my island when I initially hopped back on the world, and I imagined I'd sort of built it myself, so I decided, I'm gonna take it down. I don't really want to leave that there. Not out of any sort of distaste towards the symbol itself, I just elected that. It was... I'm not actually sure why I took it down. I just did. I did, alright. I figured that I'd built it. It was probably best to take it down. And now that I've just seen that on the floor, I'm realizing, hey, that probably is just a natural part of world generation, and random dirt and gravel sort of crosses will show up. I'm not going to single piece of gravel or that. How much of this is beta? Is this whole sort of Bay Area beta? I imagine so. I imagine the whole basin is just made out of... is just beta terrain. I'm spending all of this time trying my best to get my hands on some flint. Another thing is, I feel like these beaches are a lot prettier than they are in newer versions. I feel like the newer beaches are much uglier. Especially the stony beaches. That gravel beach back there was not unpleasant to look at. How much iron have I smelted? I should probably check. Uh, 12. I'm also doing pretty good for time, I feel. We're nearing the end, but hopefully it shouldn't take too long for me to get a piece of gravel or flint. Can't craft it into flint. Funny thing, it's honestly pretty funny that this little basin here is considered an ocean, so that monument will spawn and these dolphins will spawn, and that's just a whole sort of thing. You know, actually, I'm gonna /seed. I'll copy it to clipboard, and so yeah, that's the world seed. If anyone wants to go check it out, I'll check it out myself. I'll actually check it out and see whether there is in fact an ocean monument at 12:153. I also got a flint, which means that I can now equip my shield, run into here, grab all of my iron out, shove it in there, and make a flint and steel. So I can now run right on over into this pit and enter the nether. Ooh. Alright, well, it's time. Let's head on in.